John from JO Ventures Outdoors, and today I'm doing a response to some videos that were done by Erica at Erica's EDC, and also Georgia Adventurer, Randy over there. And what they did was they shared their knife stories, and so I wanted to share my knife story, and part of what they said was, hey, turn around and face the camera, and so that's what I'm doing here today. So hello, I have faced the camera before on lives and other programs, but I typically don't do that with my videos because I just have a better setup for showing you the knives, and I want that to be the focus. But I guess with these knife stories, it is really the YouTuber that is the focus. So it makes sense for us to turn around and face the camera. I have no problem doing that. In fact, I do that with my job quite a bit. So I'm not too worried about that. But I just want to tell you a little bit about my knife story, why I started carrying pocket knives and collecting them, and a little bit about how I started leather work and that kind of thing. And I hope you enjoy this. I do want to thank you very much for watching my videos and supporting the channel. It's been very humbling and really great to get to know other YouTubers and the viewers especially as well. And so this has been a really great experience. I really appreciate that. I'm out here in the garage. This is where I do leather work. You can see leather there on the shelf and my tools over here to the right. Lighting's not real great, but hopefully this will work out okay. First thing I want to do is shout out to Richter Knives. I got a awesome sticker from you today, and thank you very much. So he does great leather work and has an awesome knife collection. So thank you very much, Richter Knives. I really appreciate that support, and you should be getting something from me soon, I hope. So I can, for the longest time, as far back as I can remember in my childhood, my dad carried a knife, pocket knife and a handkerchief every day, a white handkerchief. In fact, I probably have one in my pocket right now, white handkerchief. And you can use it just for all kinds of things. He always had a handkerchief and a pocket knife. Maybe something like this Stockman, but a little bit smaller, quite a bit smaller. He liked to carry small knives. And I can remember my dad, we worked on, I had mini bikes as a kid. And as I started driving, then he would help me work on vehicles. Had an old truck he helped me work on, and when it would break down, I can remember taking his pocket knife out and scraping the gasket residue off of a carburetor or something like that. Cutting string, cutting tape, whatever needed to be cut, I should say, cutted. Not really a word, is it? Cut, that he would do that, and he just always did that. Always had a pocket knife, always had a handkerchief, always had his billfold, that sort of thing. And so I picked up the same habits, but I've always been fascinated with pocket knives as far back as I can remember. My grandfather, I have some early memories of him, my dad's dad, cutting his chewing tobacco with a pocket knife. In fact, I have some of his pocket knives. I have this K-bar right here. I can't remember the number or model on this. This is an old K-bar. It's a 15 something. No, 10. I don't know. I can't remember, but I've got some other videos, but this is one that he had, and this is just a beautiful knife. I love this knife, and I can remember him cutting his chewing tobacco with it. You can see the stains right there, so this is just a great family heirloom, and great memories of that as well, and just always had it. That's what men do, and ladies do that too, and I think it's just an awesome thing. Carrying pocket knives are so useful, and it's a useful tool for sure. I can remember going with our church youth group to the 1982 World's Fair. Kind of dates myself there a little bit, and always looking for souvenir knives. And I got this Parker Cutlery souvenir knife. This is the box, of course. And then the knife is inside here. I still have the plastic and everything. But It's basically this one-bladed penknife with some scenes from the World's Fair on here, brass, and you can see that. I think it has a space shuttle over here on this side. There it is, space shuttle. Yeah. So we went to the fair, and then this is the souvenir that I chose. You know, always a pocket knife, um, and so you know that was the influence there, and I always had the interest in it, and always looked for pocket knives from time to time, and bought those or picked them up somewhere used or whatever. And then a few years ago, I had the hankering for buying a knife, and I bought a modern. I don't have it anymore. The actual one I bought was a Kershaw, and I started watching YouTube videos on it, and I thought that was really cool. And so then I thought, well, gosh, I kind of want some other ones, you know, that I watched YouTube on. So I started avidly collecting a couple of years ago, a couple, 3 years ago, to build the collection. And I really focused on Victorinox knives. And I always have a Victorinox on me. Today I have this Victorinox Executive that I actually restored here recently, refurbished. And so I started collecting more and watching more and more YouTube, and just kind of having a good time with it. And um, so I remember when I was in high school, I bought a knife, and I assume it was when I was in high school, but I bought this USA LB7 Schrade knife, a big lock back, you know, kind of like a buck 110. I've got the sheath in there, but um, you know, so I always looked for knives, and picked them up. And this LB7 is like brand new. I've never carried it, never used it or carried it. I just kind of keep it in the collection as a memory of that. And so that was kind of the influence was from my dad and from my grandfather, really. And well, anyway, as I got into YouTube and collecting again, I was showing my collection and to some family, and they suggested, well, my daughter actually suggested, Dad, you ought to do a YouTube channel and show your knives. And so I thought, oh, there's a lot of channels out there. They don't need another one. Well, I decided one day I'd just go ahead and try it, see how it is. So I thought it was kind of fun. So people commented on it. They started following me. I mean, I had like 25 followers forever. And then Tobias Gibson, bless his heart, he shared one of my videos, and I started gaining some traction, and people started to get to know me. And Knife Delights really helped me out a lot, and I, you know, got to know him and some of the others. I watched Georgia Adventurer forever, and of course Cutlery Lover. I've watched him forever, and so some of the others, Taylor Martin, and Best Damn Easy EDC is what he calls it now, and I watched his channel forever. And but then I started watching Knife Delights and North Star knife reviews, and the guys in our community and gals. So and so I just started getting more and more into it. Well, in the midst of that, I wanted to make a knife slip for myself because I just thought they were too expensive. So I took an old wallet, took it apart, and used the leather from it. It was terrible. It was probably leather, probably wasn't real leather. Took normal thread and a normal from my sewing kit, and sewed a EDC organizer. And then I thought, well, that's kind of fun. So I started watching more YouTube channels on making knife slips, your own knife slips. And one, you know, several of them said, hey, you just get some scrap leather and some wax thread, and you can do it yourself. So that's what I did. I went to a leather store, and they had boxes of scrap leather out there for $5, it said. Well, $5, okay. So I thought it was just a couple pieces. I grabbed a couple pieces, went into the leather shop, said, okay, here, I want this leather. And they said, well, no, you get the whole box for $5. The whole box, okay. And so I got this whole big box of scrap leather. I bought a beginning leather kit for $20 on Amazon, and off I went. And somebody along the way, I think it was my in-laws, gave me some veg tan leather that needed to be dyed. well, I didn't know anything about dyeing, so I just started learning about that. Now that's basically all I do is, take pieces of leather and, dye it, make slips. I'm making a case slip for a gentleman right now, a viewer, actually. So if you're watching this, this is your slip being made, if I can get it in the right place. But I just started making it, and then Knife Delights asked me to do a sheath for him, and not soon after that, Pete at Jersey Knife Guy asked me to do a slip for him, and then other people started asking me to do slips. I'm really just a hobbyist. I'm still learning, and I learned a lot from Georgia Adventurer. I think Richter Knives, he does fantastic work. He's like professional quality as well, and I just learn from other people. And I'm still learning. I still make mistakes, and of course, that's how you learn. And I just love the hobby, and people just kept asking me to do things, and so I've done quite a few slips and sheaths for people in the community, and I enjoy it. And I enjoy collecting knives, primarily slip joints, traditionals. I look for used knives mainly, and I focus on Victorinox. But I do like moderns, and I've been carrying recently a Para 3 lightweight that I won from CB Tactical, and I have to say I really like it. I've been carrying it ever since, but I always have a Victorinox with it. And today I had 3 knives on me. I had purchased this. It's called a Drover. It's a budget knife from Menards, and so I purchased this just to try out a larger Stockman, and I needed it for this slip I'm making. So that's my story, and probably a little more than what you want to listen to. We're at almost 12 minutes now, and that's a lot longer than I normally do my videos. But I just appreciate everyone in the community. I appreciate the support, the camaraderie in the community from the guys and gals in our community, and the support from the viewers and the other YouTube channels are just fantastic. We've been sending things to each other and supporting each other here recently, and that's just been fantastic. I've just loved it. And we'll continue to do that, I hope. That's what a community is all about. It's about supporting one another, being there, for one another. There's several that need our prayer because of some challenges they're facing, and so I'm very, very aware of those people that need our prayers right now and our thoughts. And so anyway, so this just kind of caught my heart, to be able to do this and share this story, and because it's about family and it's about things you enjoy, and so I wanted to do that and just say thank you, and just turn to the camera and look you in the eye, so to speak, and let you know what I'm thinking, and just appreciate you all, and just appreciate your support. So thank you for watching.